Have you heard about Anchor? Well, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. And there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make your money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This music, it became a part of me.
Because of that, nobody
Go
on
say
it.
it.
Come on.
Where do I start? Should I start from the beginning? Chasing all these pretty women. They used to call me a dog. They didn't care about a nigga feelings. When my car was a hoopty, when my car was my 2 feet, only paper on me was loose leaf. Where do I start?
Ça que passé, non?
Ça qui passe.
Eh bien, yeah, c'est pour nous répondre. Répondre.
Ou ba répondre ni.
Okay.
Hello?
Yo, you will not believe what happened. I got some news for y'all.
Yo, what happened?
Shoot, everything good? You
What's
good?
going on?
All right. So the other day, Tammy wanted me to give her a gift for her birthday. And she asked me to get her one of those Ancestry DNAs. Y'all know about the Ancestry DNAs, right?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. So she asked me to get me one of the Ancestry DNAs for her birthday. So I said, okay, I'll get it for you. But in my head, I'm like, all right, if she's going to get one, I'm going to get one for myself too. Because, you know, I'm not going to have her running around the house talking about, yeah, I'm from Ghana, I'm from Nigeria, and I'm not going to get something else too. You know what I mean? I want to say, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get one for me too. So I got one, and, you know, we basically had to like spit in like a little container. So they sent like a little package. It's pretty cheap. It's not that expensive. It's probably like $69 or $70. Sometimes they even have sales for like $50. So they send like a little package over to your house, and you basically just like spit in a little container. And then
Well, you gonna get cloned, bro? You gonna make another?
Well, that'll probably be dope. As long as the other one's not evil clone. They might have to fight him like they did like Will Smith did in that movie. Okay, anyway.
All right, man.
You got me. So anyway. So yeah, so then you spit it in the cup and then you send it back and then they bring you your results. So we got the results, and yeah, guess what? We're from Africa. Yeah, surprise. So
let me hear some crazy shit.
Yeah, it wasn't that much of a surprise. But it was kind of interesting to see some of the percentages in certain places. So that was good. Like a few months later, you know, they always start showing you some like matches and stuff like that. So when they show you some matches, the person has the option to send you an email and message you and, you know, kind of connect with you. So I got a message saying, hey, you're my brother, you know, I'm working on a family tree and I think that it's likely that we might be related. And he says that, you know, I think that is good that, you know, families connect and maybe we could connect. If you're interested in connecting, you know, hit me up. I said, I'm on that journey too. You know, I did this Ancestry and, you know, I know everybody on my mother's side, but if you're related to, you know, my dad, then we might be related. So he was like, yeah, for certainly. He said, yeah, I'm certainly related to him. He said, actually, he's my uncle. So then he's like, yeah, he's my uncle on my father's side. I was like, wow.
You must have did that slow motion, drop the phone right here, right? Like, what?
Right? You're shocked.
And then he said, all right, great. Here's my number. Let's talk. So I took down his number and then I called him. When I called him, he was very nice and very cordial. and he said, "Hey, he said, I'm your cousin. I think, I'm your cousin if this is what it is. And, and this so-and-so is my father. And this is my brother. He's also on Ancestry. And then when I looked on Ancestry, I seen that his brother was also a connection. It said that we were first cousins. And then he told me that I have all of these brothers and sisters."
See,
Yeah.
I felt like it would have been like some Highlander stuff, like they could be only one.
Nah, son. He said a bunch of brothers and sisters too. I mean, of course, all my life, I grew up with my sister, my other older sister. But you remember there was one time, Devi, where your mom, she told me one of these times, like, she said that one time when she was dropping me off to school or driving by my school in junior high, she said she saw my dad with like a little girl, and he was dropping little girls at my school. And then I was like, "Yeah, really?" He was like, "Yeah," and he was like, he said he looked like he was his daughter, like he was like really like taking care of her and holding her hand, and he looked like he's his daughter. So that was like in junior high school. So ever since then, I always had in my head that I might have a sister that's like living right in the vicinity of me. So I always probably knew that I had a sister on my father's side, but I didn't know how much, and I didn't know who, and I didn't know, where or how old they were. But I figured that they might have been close to age because of what your mom said. So that right there was something that I always held on to.
That must have been mad awkward trying to date in your school, though.
Jeez.
Yo,
Right under your nose too. This is a crazy
You
thing.
can't talk to nobody without thinking, "Is this my sister?"
yo, I was a virgin for a very long time. I'll let that be known for sure.
I'm just not
For
sure. Like,
Son, yo, I mean, a lot of kids was acting very wild when I was in school, but I was definitely on my P's and Q's because I was like, nah, son. But I always used to ask whatever girl I like, what's your dad's name? How does he look? Is he bald?
does he look like this?
Is he
Like me?
Is he short? And then another thing, son, that's another thing. I would like stay away from Haitian women. I didn't realize that I did until I got older.
See, my mom used to always say, like, there's a chance you might have a cousin out there. So, respect all the Haitians like their family. You have to treat them like family. So I'm like, okay, Haitian women, check, no dating.
So I give him a call and I'm like, "Hey, so tell me more about these brothers and sisters that I got." And then he just started dropping names like Teresa, Monica, Sharon, Nikki, Lisa, Veronica, Karen, Vicky. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. My dad had all these children, so I couldn't remember all of the names that he said. Right? But I did remember one of the names. So one of the names, so then I'm like, all right, I'm holding this down. Yeah, I told my wife, we talked about the story. So then I was like, all right, so then let me go look on Facebook to see if I can see her, and one of the names that I found. So of course I couldn't find Jack. Facebook, I'm not good at it.
Not a Facebook stalker.
I'm not good at it at all. But Facebook is good at it. Now Facebook is so good, it's like they help you stalk and stuff sometimes. It's like you didn't even have to do anything. So
that is.
But so then what happened was, like, after like me just scrolling, and I was like, I think I was looking through one of our cousins' pages, and then I think she posted something, and then I looked through her page, and then it showed like the mutual friends on her page. So when I looked on Cassie's page, it said the mutual friend's name, and then I was like, oh, like it was like showing me, like, sometimes it shows you sometimes this person that you might have searched was like a mutual friend for this. And then it showed me that this person was a mutual friend. So when I looked, I was like, yo, that's the name that I was looking for. And then it showed that it was a mutual friend on our cousin's friends list. And then when I looked at her, I was like, oh my goodness, that might be her. Because, she looked like me. She had the name. So I'm like, okay, so I was like, all right, I just gotta go call Cassie, son. So it was like late, but I know Cassie would pick up. because that's how she be. She always picks up. So,
Yeah, that's funny.
so I looked on Cassie's friends list, right? And then I asked Cassie, I said, "Do you know somebody named Margie?" And then she was like, "Yeah, that's my friend from back in the day. You know, I knew her from another person. I met her through a friend, and then, you know, we're not very very cool, but you know, we were. Well, I knew her from back in the day. She was a nice girl." And then I was like, "I think she's my sister." And then she's like, "What you mean, your sister?" I was like, "Yeah, I think she's my sister." And she was like, "On your father's side?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "No." I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "How you know?" And then I told her all the story about the ancestry and that and that and that. And then she was like, "All right, I'm gonna call you back." So then that she called me back like the next day, right? And then she was like, "Hold on, I got somebody for you to talk to."
Damn, she know how to Facebook stalk.
No, she was on her friends list.
That's what I'm saying though. Like she know how to. She take the initiative to call and say, "Yo, do we know this person?" I give her
Are
props.
you? No, she was already friends with her.
Okay,
So she just basically like probably messaged her on Facebook or something, and said, "Hey, you know, can we talk?"
clean.
And she's, you know, Margie was probably just so nice because they probably was nice to each other. Thank goodness Cassie was nice to her in the past. Maybe, maybe if Cassie wasn't mean to her, she'd have been like, "Nope." But thankfully, they were nice to each other in the past, and they had a good relationship. So Cassie, I think she was probably just like, "Yeah, you know, can we talk for a little bit?" Oh yeah, this is what Cassie told me. She said that. Okay, no. I think she just probably just told her like, can we talk for a little bit, and then she called her up. But y'all want to talk to her? Maybe I can ask her what she said.
I mean, I'm kind of curious at this point because I mean, 50-50 we get cast on the line right now. I'm not as special as you.
All right, so
Yo,
hold
she
on. So let
definitely.
me go call her.
Hello.
Oh,
Hey Margie, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, so
What's
I
good?
want to introduce you to my cousins.
Bonjour,
Okay.
bonjour.
Marjorie, what's going
What's
on?
up? What's up?
How you
Hey,
doing? Nice
listen,
to
my
meet you.
Creole is not
Welcome,
that good,
welcome.
so.
Nah, not neither is mine. So I speak Kringlish all day. Don't
Okay.
worry.
My bad. It's the default. It's my default.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's
What's
going
going
Right, so
on?
on?
guys, this is my sister
Well,
Marjorie.
welcome to the
Well,
family.
thank
Definitely want to
you.
introduce you to her. Marjorie, I was just telling the story about how we met, and maybe you could finish off where we left off. Where we left
Yeah,
off
like
was
What?
definitely. We just want to get your take on it, how you felt, and like give us, we got one side. Give us the opposite side, where like what emotions was running through you, and how do you link up and find your way to our cousin.
Yeah. Well, I was not surprised at all, actually. I was not. So,
wow.
and so I was friends with her on Facebook from before, and I changed my name when it went back to my maiden name, and so we lost contact. So it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, okay. She friend requested me actually. I think that around that time, right? So she friend requested me, and then she sent me a message on Facebook saying like, "Hey, I have something to tell you and stuff like that. Whatever. I think I know your father and all that." And I was like, "Okay." So that caught my attention, of course. So
That's
we
a
Oh,
great
okay.
exchanged
intro. I know
numbers.
your father.
Yeah,
I know your
exactly.
father.
And I was like, "What? You know my father?" I was like, "How you know my father?" But then, hey, my father been around. So
But Haitians could say that
we
though.
ex-
Haitians say that all the time.
exactly.
Vous connaissez Momo, nous famille.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, they do.
Exactly. Yeah. So we exchanged numbers, and then I think I can't remember if I called her or she called me, but so we started talking. She started talking. Yeah, I know Anthony and stuff, and she told me a whole story how she know him and all that stuff. And then she was like, "Yo, I have a cousin saying that that he believed that that's your brother, that he's my brother or whatever." And I was like, "Word!" I was like, "I knew it, I knew it, I knew it." I was like, "Yeah," I was like hyped up because I was like, "Yeah, give him my number." It's like, don't tell him don't be afraid and stuff like that. Like I'm open to speaking to him and all that. And me and Adley end up speaking with each other and all that. And I mean, we hit it off real well in the, you know, from the jump. It's like our like vibe, our energy and stuff. It's like we're like kind of like the same. So that I thought that was like amazing anyway because yeah, my younger sister, the only one that I really like connected with like that, but my other siblings and stuff never like that. So I was excited actually.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
See, I'm more
Yes.
concerned that it's
So
gonna
I
be
knew I
like
knew that.
it would have been like, nah, I'm not too sure about that because I'm, stranger danger. That's what I grew up with. So
Right.
giving out my
So
phone number and
now,
be like
Nah.
calling me, nah, don't.
okay, so now here's
Yeah,
a
I
plot
nah.
twist. Here's the plot twist, right? So then I'm like, all right, so Marjorie is the sister that your mom was talking about. Right? I was like,
Oh,
oh wow, I found her. That's a sister. Right. But then Marjorie's like, you got another sister. I'm like, what? I'm like, huh? Because then we figure out how it's her age and everything. And then I was like, yeah. And I told her the story. I was like, yeah, didn't you go to Huddy? And then she was like, nah, I didn't go to Huddy. And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, what? So then I was like, who? So then who was she talking about? And then she told me that she has an even younger sister. Y'all want to meet Steph?
Steph,
I mean,
All right, let me go.
we want to meet.
Let me go call up Steph.
Hello.
Yo, fellas.
yo,
Hey,
Hey, hey,
Yes,
what's
Steph is
going
here.
on?
I'm
How
good.
you
How
what
doing?
up?
y'all doing?
I heard you're my
Fellas, this
cousin's
is Steph.
sister.
Steph, this is fellas.
Welcome to the family.
I
Nice to
appreciate
meet
you. Thank you very much.
You're
Before
welcome. No
before the
problem.
welcome, I'm not gonna lie to you. What do you think about him?
I adore him.
Okay,
That's how you
now
gonna
you get a well. Now tell me the truth.
I adore him.
do
Now you're welcome.
Okay.
All right, what's up?
it. Stephanie is the sister that your mom saw bringing to school.
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
So all the
Oh yeah, we was blogging on you. We pull you in and say what's up, but
Tá falando black
we was talking
sué?
shit.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So excuse.
Okay. Oh yeah.
On nous parle, on
Fill
nous
me in.
inclut.
Fill me in.
So Steph, I was telling them the story about how we all met and that you were the sister that I thought was Marjorie, but instead it was really two sisters when I really I thought I had one sister, but I really had two. And yeah, that was it.
Okay.
And the and you know what the and was? And that was the reason why he was terrified to date throughout his junior high, season, I should call
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it was.
Marjorie called me on some old, you have a brother. And I was like, okay, Ann. And she's like, no. So the plot
Another one?
twist was, but no, Steph, he's younger than you. I said, no, he's not. She said, no, he's
What?
younger than you. I said, Marjorie, I've been the youngest all my life. There's no way he's younger than me. So all my life, I've always known that I was the youngest of my father's children.
Sorry, Stephanie, you're not
Then
the baby.
I'm not.
Stephanie, remember I used to tell you when we were younger that we had another
And Marjorie
sibling?
used to say
Remember
that
that?
she saw a video of a little boy with a bike. And she said, I'm telling you, we have a brother out there. And I said, yo, we probably do because we got a lot of siblings.
You think they was stalking us at Coney Island that time?
No, could have been.
I don't know if they were stalking us, but maybe he was stalking. Nah, I'm lying. He wasn't stalking me at all.
Probably by
Back
accident.
then, I wish he was stalking me. I wish he would have stalked. I was like, stalk a little more.
Sorry, I can recognize you. Steve, tell me now, Steve, when you're not the baby, right? They don't care about you. They just make sure you fed, you went to bed,
Exactly.
and you're alive.
I'm the middle child. I have to get it on
What
my
y'all
own.
So it what it
Feel
so.
me? It's okay. Survival of the
If you
fittest.
that said, if you got said.
You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then Margie called up
Yep.
Steph. Then I called her. We got a chance to talk. And Steph was like, I'm not the baby no more.
I couldn't believe it. And then
She couldn't believe it.
I legit was
She
shocked. I was like,
didn't.
nah. I thought maybe an older but never a younger. I was like a young. And how many years younger? Only like 11 months. Oh no.
And yeah, that was crazy. And it was only like 11 months. I mean, it's a shock for us. Why she's like younger, is because our pops was old, bro.
Like real
our pops was
old.
old.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like in his 80s.
So it's not like like. So yeah, she would never think that. Okay, not maybe older,
not younger.
Not
like
younger,
you were still out there getting it. Like
right.
how?
Listen,
right?
Okay,
listen,
I like 60.
It still works.
Son.
It works. All
Listen,
the way
listen,
to
listen.
the end, it works. Okay.
Somebody was reviving that libido.
Exactly.
They were reviving.
Nah, he need to go sit down somewhere. Okay. Oh my God.
I thought Haitians got a little bottle for that long time ago before Viagra.
I don't know.
Son, homie was
I went to.
Man, you just pull that
Will
Mascutu on. That's it.
Exactly.
Oh.
End all be all.
Have you guys ever heard of that Gus Cacao?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh shoot!
Yo, tell me why I went to a barber.
Gus
He
Cacao.
heard I was Haitian.
I never heard of that.
Straight up was like, "Yo, can I talk to your pops?" I'm like, "No."
What is that?
Let me break that down.
I'm not playing.
I don't know what that is.
Rewind.
Yeah, right? What is that? Yeah, we don't know what that is.
Tell them. They gotta know. And I'll tell them my side after.
Gus Cacao.
Tell them.
If you want your little junior to stand at attention,
anytime, every time
that Gus Cacao will have you right.
I'm talking like.
Is that the thing that thick liquid that's in the that you buy in the grocery store? The KARO?
That's that ginseng?
No. You get it from a Haitian barbershop.
Let me know that,
What? You out here?
Niggas be pulling up on me like, "Yo, you Haitian, bro? Let me talk to you real quick."
Yo,
I'm not mad because when they told me, I'm like, "There's something for real." These guys, it's like a secret society for barbers to know this shit, bro. Like, I was surprised. I'm like, "Yo, this is not for real. This is some serious shit, yo."
Legit.
Like, they knew about this from way back in the day. Like,
makes Junior stand at attention.
Pops is on that good stuff.
For a minute.
Yo, I'm talking like
you drink it.
Yeah,
it's written on the barber pole type secret.
Yo, we should have talked about that in the Haitian remedies.
That's a whole nother conversation.
We can go for days on Haitian remedies.
Trust me, yo, that Gus Cacao, guys would call you and be like, "Yo, I need it." Girls would call you, "Yo, I need it." Like
if you a quick pumper, that Gus Cacao gonna work for you.
Yo,
what?
That Gus Cacao.
Yo, I got no shame in that junk, yo. It's magic.
Yo,
I'm like, Poppy, what is this? He keep asking for it, Poppy. He's like, "Yo, are you serious?" I'm like, "Poppy, come to the barbershop with me." You know me and Poppy, we go to barbershop all the time. He talked to him. He like, "Yo, I bet I got you." He literally put an order in, got it in. The guy was so hyped. He shut down the business in Southbridge and went back to Brooklyn. Like
what?
He just left.
Yo, well, another reason why that's one reason why I wanted y'all to meet Steph, because she got that Gus Cacao knowledge. You know what I mean? But another thing,
there be stuff we be talking about. People don't know. You know, my parents be telling me some stuff, yo.
So another thing, she been to Haiti before.
Word.
And she got that.
I want to
go down in that land.
Let me tell you something. Haiti is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. I'm supposed to go in July for a wedding. I'm tight that I kind of. I already paid for the hotel and everything. I'm tight that I kind of am postponing it because of what's happening now. But I mean, I regret that whatever's happening now is happening. But I had the best experience when I went to Haiti. It was fun. We cracked jokes. We were up late night. I wasn't worried about anything.
Yo.
And then I got John before I left. I got Bob on Cool. You know what I'm saying? I came back to make that John. So it was like.
Tell me why I just ordered Maggi John from freaking Amazon. I'm like, this is so sad, but I just want to take.
But the Maggi John is not bad if you use like
it's not
3
bad.
cubes.
It
still
work.
Make that thing nice and dark. You know?
Yeah, it still work, but you gotta add
the ippies. You gotta add that ippies with love, and then it.
You gotta clear the amount. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of everything. Yeah, you gotta do the whole step. Yeah, I feel you.
This is that set.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
exactly.
So did y'all hear that now Haitians can vote? Haitians abroad can vote on Haiti's election.
Whoa! Hold on.
Oh, really?
My opinion, real quick, about the Haitians can vote in Haiti elections abroad. Yeah, that's cool if you're gonna vote a dictator.
Yeah, and it's not fair
Yeah,
that
right.
we the Haitians abroad are we getting all the information, all the facts? Because I don't want to vote somebody that got an ill gang squad that's pulling games like this. You know what I mean? Like, unless we're gonna keep winning
Nah,
championship games. I'm just saying.
nah,
I'm just
I
saying.
don't. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right because if you're not in the field, you're not getting the experience. You don't live in the country. It's not gonna make no sense for a whole bunch of Haitians from Florida and New York to choose your next president.
Yeah, it's not
It's not
fair.
fair to the people in Haiti,
No,
bro.
but
At all.
these people are Haitian born, and they're just
It
happen
don't matter. It
to
don't matter.
I
migrate to
think,
different
yeah, but I
places.
But
think Haiti needs
It
it
don't
because
matter, man.
the democracy and the route that they're going, they're not. And I'm not trying to like down my people, but they're not making the best decisions, or maybe they don't have the right candidates to make the right decisions. But at this point,
so
they need a dictator, and if it takes the people that are diaspora from wherever and living wherever to make those decisions, then we got to do what we got to do because Haiti is it's like such a beautiful country is turning into what it's turning into. Everybody's known for kidnapping. Everybody's known for looting and riots. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I personally feel like the best thing to do for the climate of Haiti right now is to get Haitian American delegates who know government in the U.S. and kind of try to help the government over there and help them translate into how to figure out government over there and figure out the best policies.
But that's
I
part
think
of
that's
it.
the
It
only.
is. No, what I mean that's part of it because the Haitians that are most likely in America are the ones who probably in those positions who have say, who have the education, who can make the right decision in voting. So I think that it's a good idea. I think the more people you can get to vote, especially if the ones who are abroad who have access to education and more education than they have in Haiti, then they'll probably have make better decisions in the voting.
But if they're gonna let it leave it open to having people vote from abroad, the people that's voting from abroad should be able, not to be messed up. I'm gonna call mad people out. Y'all can go ahead and get mad, but should be able to at least read and or speak Creole, so this way they know what topics they're voting on. They know who they're talking about and what they're talking about because there's a lot of people.
Yeah, but of course they can speak
I
Creole.
don't
They're
agree because
Haitians.
a
What do you
lot of
mean?
Haitians do
Nah,
not
There's a
read.
lot of
I agree
there's
with
A lot of
that.
Haitians do not read Creole. A lot of Haitians, when they go to school, they're taught to read in French. They're not taught to read in Creole. Honestly,
that's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Like that's another thing is like mad things are more French than Creole, which from what I understand, they're trying to switch over to be more Creole, but at home, Creole is spoken more. At home, I mean not even at home. From every definition or dictionary that you get, it's said that Creole is phonetically written. So if you can at least read it and speak it to understand the language or what you're writing, then yeah, no doubt, go ahead and speak on facts. But if you look at the page and you can't even tell me or come holler at me, man, I'm sorry, bro. Like I would love for your insight, but you can't even vote if you not even be able to read the process. Like that's kind of messed up that you can't even speak the language. Which I'm not calling out millennials out or anybody that can't speak the language. I'm just asking you, let's learn our language. Let's make our language more important than slang, than a second thought.
I think is that if you haven't been going back and forth to Haiti, you don't know what's going on in Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no how you gonna vote. You might, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's so
that's
corrupt.
another point.
It's so corrupt. Like,
Yeah,
and are the Haitians even gonna have somebody that's a Haitian American or has been is in America that knows that are they gonna allow them to help them in that system because the system is so corrupt and the people that I don't understand how every president that most of these presidents that's going there that's in that position are corrupt. Where's those people that love their country so much that they're not gonna stand for that? Where are they? Like how
yeah. Where's the accountability on
yeah,
that?
where what happened?
I think it's time that Haiti needs a woman president.
We've had
No, they're
Because
we've
not
had
gonna let
several.
them.
that's not gonna happen.
Haitians don't
They've had
respect
several.
women. What are you talking about? Like,
you see, yeah, for instance, right? Even in the music, like how many Haitian women do y'all bump?
About
Please, like you know what I
about
mean? Like when
four.
we listen to music,
I'll keep it a buck with you.
I didn't know they
you.
had tracks like I know a couple.
Growing up, there was only like one Haitian woman that was really like tearing up the game. Compa was. That was like, I don't know, you guys probably heard of her, Misty Jean. Misty Jean was like one of the women that was like really doing her thing for a long time, working with
I don't know who that is,
artists.
bro.
Exactly, because
That's
she
not
does
Haitian.
zouk.
I'm sorry.
And nobody really listens. She does zouk and compa, both. So she does like that cross. So there's not a lot of people that really listen to all that, but like she was the one that was really doing it, and Emily Michelle was another one that was doing it too.
Emily Michelle.
Yeah, so
a lot of people don't listen
to them. I listen to Haitian music faithfully. That is, I listen. I mean, when you get into my car, when I'm taking a shower, I listen to Haitian music faithfully. There are about 10 top artists right now that are female, and 3 of my favorite is Rochelle, Felicia Ross, and Darlene Desca. They're taking over.
Felicia Ross.
Yeah, they're taking over. I embrace my culture to the 10th power. And
I don't know
them either. They're all on YouTube.
Like, what radio station?
First of all, Felicia Ross came out with being with on EPs with Jack Cure. That's how she became famous. So if you listen to reggae, because I know all of you do, then you would know who Felicia Ross, because I think about 3 songs she was featured on it and has videos. And then she transitioned.
I'm sorry, when I listen to reggae, I'm not thinking about the art.
And then she transitioned.
You think about
I found out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then she transitioned to Haitian music because that's her roots. But right now, to me, the top 3 R&B artists in Haitian music the top 2 is Rochelle Guillaume, definitely, and Felicia Ross. They are wonderful artists. They're solo. They're doing it by themselves, women empowerment, and it is beautiful to see it happen. But honestly, it's kind of like a battle, i.e. why they made a song together, because Felicia Ross is light skinned and look like a Grimel, and Rochelle is darker. So it was a battle.
There you go.
Oh, Grimel. ¿Cómo está?
She's a Grimel with dreads too, and a lot of with dreads. So
can you
and she got the light colored eyes. She got the light colored like
specify. Can you specify and explain?
She's one of those type of Haitians.
What's a Grimel?
Tell me Grimel. That's a new word
to be accepted.
And the hate, right?
Grimel. Oh, this is worded.
Grimel is someone that is light skinned. Most of the time has siwo. Smooth hair that has the little curls when you stick it down.
So you mean curls?
Yeah,
curls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why you don't gotta say sour?
So yeah, Grimel. You have Grimel for female and Grimaud for male.
Oh, can I have it in a sentence?
Felicia was son belle Grimel qui chantait créole.
Hey. That reminds me of that conversation that we just had about the top 5 R&B artists. Now I know, Steph, you get down in all flavors in R&B as well.
Listen, y'all take down my mom.
So now, Steve, you remember our top 5, right?
Now.
So,
yeah.
So, Steph, what's your top 5?
My top 5 R&B singers of all time, or in the 21st century.
It's like 21st. It's like you got a book and a list and everything. Like, which one do you want?
Okay, so there's a difference.
Toni Braxton.
Let's say all time.
Toni Braxton, Anita Baker, Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin.
Oh my God.
And
thank you. You had a couple of lines in there. Oh, that's an interesting one.
You just described all 5 sides of my mom. Like, come on.
Son, you're making your mom look like she's schizo over here, bro. So, yeah.
No funny.
With talent, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's another mental thing that we got to talk about one of these days. Mental issues in the Haitian community.
Look,
multiple personalities.
I'm working on that too.
Yo,
most of the time.
Lord have mercy.
Really, my skin fine. Eh bien, quand tu jettes, tes gingembre, tes aussi, we fine.
Yo, who's ready to really put that out on the market though? Like, I'm down to put my name on it. I don't got no shit.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but I came in front though. My big sister, she had to kind of put me in my place a little bit when she mentioned Aretha Franklin. I had to go back and I had to go study. She was like, how you talking about Liz and you talk about Beyonce, you ain't mentioned Aretha Franklin. I was like, yeah, she cool. But then I had to kind of look back, and then
It's
I went back and
amazing.
I started watching the movies and the documentaries and listening to the music, and I started watching that show Genius. Did y'all see about that? Did y'all see that show?
I seen a
Genius?
few
Yeah.
episodes.
No.
Yeah.
Me too.
They have like the third season. The first season they had like Einstein. Second season they had Picasso, and now they have Aretha Franklin. And one thing that I'm learning about her that I didn't know is that she played the piano too.
Yeah.
And like she was like really good at playing the piano, like
See,
just as good as Alicia Keys at playing
I
the
told
piano.
you that's why I had Aretha and Whitney in my top because they undefeated and they just multi-talented female artists that just people just low key sleep on. They people. That's the one thing people sleep on these female artists. Like they don't just sing; they play instruments too, and they're like they're really smart and really sharp. You know what I mean? And let's talk about like how how they speak and how they project themselves is just
perfect.
That's why I respect a lot of them. You know what I mean?
That's exactly the reason why, like I chose the people that I chose because that's how they make me feel when I listen to their music. Like, is this person gonna put me in the right space, in the right frame of mind? Like, yep, I need that. I need a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's around.
You feel it in your whole soul.
Yeah.
Aretha, like head to toe. Like I'm telling you, when Whitney Houston's singing, she does the same thing too.
That's undeniable.
She does the same thing.
Right, and what we learned is that it's because they have a gospel background. Like her father was from the church. Her father was a pastor, and he had a few dollars. He was a very successful pastor. And what we also learned is that back in the day, if we were able to get just a little bit of money and we were able to set something for our family, we could probably create Aretha Franklin's, So back in the day, we never really had a lot of opportunity. But if we were a little bit successful, we always had those diamonds in the rough with us. And that was a very beautiful thing to see.
And her father was really on her to really be successful, and I believe that's how she ended up being like that, because her father was like he saw it and he pushed it like for her to do that. I thought that was amazing too, like just being a Black woman, and going through all that. She was 12 years old, having a baby and all that, and they took, the other thing that surprised me to how they embraced it. Like they didn't make her feel bad that she was having a child and stuff like that. And they like the grandmother.
Yeah, because they saw the gift in
was
her
like,
too.
this is going to be our baby and stuff. You don't see that in the Black community like that. Like, be like, yo, you better get an abortion.
Yeah, that's
you better
rare.
get an
Wicked
abortion,
rare.
and that's it.
Right.
So it made her like, I don't know. It just makes you more confident and know that like, you have support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have a support system. And so it helps you push you more, and it helps you really stay focused on your goal and being intelligent and, pushing that more. And she knew what she wanted, and she knew she was the best, you know what I'm saying? Because of the support system that she had with her family.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was amazing to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so gospel is a very big thing too. Margie, gospel is your thing too, right? What's some of the gospel singers that you listen to?
You guys heard of them, but I listen to like Jarvis May.
It's all right. We just want to know.
Jarvis Mays, Lecrae, Molly Music, Mary.
Of course. The shackles on
Mary.
her feet.
I know Mary.
Yeah.
You see how gospel and R&B is like
brothers
and sisters, sisters and sisters.
Thin line.
They're just right there with each other.
Yep.
A very thin line.
But
and that was a very wonderful thing to see with
the R&B feel to it, like the newer artists and stuff like that. So it don't have to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like you can rock to it and feel it and and relate to it.
Yeah,
just like how we used to listen to back. I still listen to my back in the day R&B music.
So we see that every time somebody is successful, though, it always takes a lot of sacrifice. And we see how much Aretha sacrificed to be who she was. She even sacrificed her children. And, like, being great, it always takes away from that. So, little things like cooking for her children, she probably didn't get a chance to do. Like, man, I don't know about y'all, but it's been a real tough time for me to cooking for my son during the pandemic.
I am
Yeah.
in a Haitian household, married to a Haitian man. So all day, and I got my mother here too. So all day is D Colet, D Blanc, sauce quoi. So with that being, and my daughter has become so infatuated with sauce pois that she will not eat unless there is D Blanc, sauce pois, and some kind of meat. Oh my God. And she, what? She likes my
She
meat.
actually likes the sauce pois?
Yo, she likes,
the sauce
she
is
likes,
the littest part.
yeah, she likes
bugging.
sauce pois,
Nice.
she likes my moulin, she likes legume, and she's 4. Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Yeah. I'm
What?
married to a Zoe, so, you know. She likes
It's in her
my
blood,
She
moulin.
likes
yo.
I have
my moulin?
Yo.
I make my
Yo,
moulin.
I know, right?
Nah,
I
son,
love
yo,
my
I don't
moulin,
know.
yo.
Yo.
Your mamule must be
Okay.
fire.
With the
Yo,
ounce,
fire
with
with
the
the fish.
ounce
You make it
and
with the fish and little
every
avocados.
Sunday.
Oh, you put the
Every
Oh
Sunday, yo,
shit,
every
avocados,
Sunday I make
sliced
my moulin et puis
avocados.
un ounce with zaboka, and she be like, "Mommy, yeah," and she's 4. And she goes, "Mommy, where's the zabocado? Zabocado, zabocado."
Zabocado? Damn.
She mixed the
She
English,
calling you out
zabocado. I'm like, "It's
involved.
right here, boo."
Yo,
Yeah.
that's dope.
That
That's
man's
dope.
gonna love her when she get
Nah,
older.
son, I can't
No.
get my son to eat sauce pois, man.
You're bugging. You're saying that freaking my oldest, he's 14 now. We done took him to his aunt's house, to Tati's crib. Tati made a big old bomba chaka. He's like,
Shaka is
ooh, that smells
popping.
good.
Chaka.
Didn't
Shaka is
even know
popping.
what
What it
was in it.
was.
He just was like, I want
Shaka.
some. Ate like 3 bowls
Wait,
and didn't even think nothing of it, bro. Like,
Wow.
yes. And then Rome.
That's beans.
You know what that is? It's like, that's beans and
Yeah.
boy and meat.
And
He's like, yeah,
corn.
daddy, I love it.
and corn.
Mama makes it for me all the time. And little did I know, yo, every time I bring my kids to mommy crib, mommy goes so Haitian with them. It's crazy. I don't even get that food. I be calling mommy like, mommy, can you make a little? No, mom, I don't have time for that. The kids get it every weekend. Like, oh, they're so lucky.
You see, for me, man, my mom, she can't cook no more. So I can't go to that, you know, that woman who knows how to cook and throw it down for that Haitian food like I used to.
She do with her eyes closed.
But his other grandma, though, he get that nice Jamaican food, though. So he get in a lot of that Jamaican food. But he don't get that motherly Haitian cooking food anymore. So I catch myself mixing up a lot of different stuff for him, and it's hard to keep
it definitely
nowadays.
is, especially amidst the pandemic.
How about
like I had to kind of add épinards spinach to the sauce pois and carrots and blend it, and be like, you know, and here you go. And even if I make legume, traditionally legume is something that's greasy. It may have all those vegetables in it with the meat, or if you want to do it seafood style, but it still got grace. So you have to like kind of cut it back. But then at the same time, when you cut it back, it don't have the same flavor that it would if you made it traditionally. So I had to do a lot to kind of bring in vegetables and kind of introduce that to her. And she'll only eat 3: spinach, broccoli, and carrots. And she ain't going no further than that. She's like, nah. She's like, nah, ma.
Damn.
Not my kid.
You gotta get on
nah.
that croissant. You gotta get on that croissant with that eggs in the morning.
So what are some of the things y'all doing to keep your kids eating
I force
healthy?
my kids. I force my son. My
breakfast
son,
burritos.
I make broccoli or green beans. Man, every bite he's gagging. Every bite. I can't get him to do it. I have to force him. I tell you, you better sit there, because I don't know how to make Haitian food. I don't know how to do none of that stuff. Both my husband is not Haitian. He American, so both of them are American.
When you married to a Haitian man, like my husband is Haitian. Like my husband is 9. He came to this country about 10 years ago. So my husband is Haitian.
I bet he make his own pocket and still
and
never
like
make
so
it
it's like I had to adapt. As someone that's part of the Western civilization and American and grew up in a single parent household, I'm like, what you mean I gotta serve you before I serve my kids and myself? What you, sir? Hello? Yeah. So talk about it. So I'm like,
the customary
and then,
rules.
I had to kind of adapt, and I said to myself, you know what? Let's come to a happy medium, because he's to the point where, you know, if you make D Blanc, sauce pois, and viand, you have to have the D blanc one way, the sauce in a bowl, and then am I lying?
Yep.
And then
That's
you
how
have
my
the
mom.
bun,
Yeah, right.
or the bun bouillie, or with the
salad,
okay? So I'm like, my man, I work a full-time job. I go to school.
In the bet
you want me to do all of that? So I had to say to him, yo, if you want me to cook, not
bet
can. You have to have that petit papa.
Not can.
Yo. And then
bet rouge.
And my husband is the type of man that you can have lasagna, macaroni. He'd be like, baby, could do ya? He'd be like, oh my God. Like, oh my God.
Yep. even if it's just
right.
It don't matter what it is.
It has to be there.
It's one of those.
Yeah, you don't feel like you if that rice is not there.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay. Hold on a second.
Ou kon a isi, si pa gen diri, se pou gen banan.
It don't
Si pa
even
gen banan, se pou gen diri, ou tout de.
Yeah, they can be moyo.
Yeah, that's it.
They could be banan. They could be lamb.
Moyo.
Oh, yuca.
What's moyo?
Yeah,
What's moyo?
Yuca. Breadfruit.
Yuca, yeah.
Cassava, yeah. You can have lambeita, which is breadfruit. You can have it all. And he used to look at you like, all right, cool. This is the appetizer called Julia. You like, where's the rice?
Where's the rice? I'm not touching this meat. I'm not touching. I can't touch the meat until I eat some rice.
Where's the rice? And you like,
where's my rice?
All right, cool. Hold on a second. Nah, not
can't be potatoes either.
Potatoes.
Nah, I need that fluffy rice. Yeah, so it was quite a transition for me, being married to someone that is so Haitian, especially with his customs and trying to have that happy medium, because there was a lot of expectations. There was like, baby, uso travail, I'm going to fatigue, but l'ondre pour fait. My man.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, they are? They're going to say like that. I'm sorry. I had to be like, yo. So I had to kind of, and I don't want to use the word train because you're not a dog. I had to kind of talk to him like, I work just like you do. And I have a daughter just like you do. So I'm going to need us to meet in the middle. I'll cook, you do the laundry. Yeah.
Those are some great compromising skills.
It's compromise.
No, it's training.
You see,
exactly.
That's what happened.
I had to learn, like, if I'm stepping outside, I had to tell him like where I'm going. And I'm like, I had to tell him like where I'm going and text him when I got there. And I'm like, wait a minute. What happened to you?
Yo.
What happened to you?
Mimi Ubalada? No, that's what. No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm with it. I'm in it. But on the other side of it, though, I'm the one that's the American version. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what's crazy about it.
Well, I tell my husband where I'm going. He better tell me where he going too.
He said, no, what you mean?
Oh, yeah, I'm half there, half out, because it's like, for me, I check all the time, but it's not like in a like. It's just force of habit. You know what I mean? Oh, you left the house? Cool. What time you gonna get there? Cool. All right, cool. Call me when you get there to make sure you're safe. After that, you gotta call me
exactly.
Like, just tell me you're good.
You gotta keep.
But it's just
but
that's one of the reasons that
your wife.
I'm sorry.
You gotta know where they at. If God forbid something happens.
Sorry.
But Haitian women and Haitian men is a different type of task.
I don't agree with all that.
But
no, I need to know where my husband's at. If something happen, I need to know.
Nigga, cell phone. I'll find out.
But sometimes the cell phone is not good.
You know what I mean? I told you, my wife blood burned Haitian because she like, where are you? So you said you was gonna be home like 20 minutes ago. All right, cool. All right, you at your boy's crib? Cool. I trust. You said you was there, and I was just making sure you was there. And so it's like, all right, well, I know she loved me because she checking to make sure I'm alive. I'll leave it there.
No.
Wow. Yeah.
No, I think a little different.
Yeah.
So if you had,
all right. So if you had one tip for somebody who's married to a Haitian man or to a Haitian woman, what tip would you give them?
Patience. Have patience. Live your life.
Yeah.
Patience is number one.
I have to agree.
Have patience.
Communicate. Let me tell you.
Communication.
No.
Communication.
No.
Communication is key.
That's everybody.
No. Like full.
Let me tell you.
No.
Go ahead, Steph. Let Steph get this
True
one.
indeed. My man does not believe in the concept of communication. Nah. He's like, no, he was like,
I say
say,
communicate.
Babe, I just want to talk to you
Please.
for a second. And then, baby, what did you beso parler? Ça ou là? I was like, yo! I'm like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. He's like, and then what did you get so weak? I'm like, what? What are you doing?
Another thing too, you know how Haitian guys like I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those Haitian guys. When we go out, it's like yo,
I hate that shit.
All right, I'll be right
oh my god!
Through 5 hours later, 5 hours.
No, that's my husband.
That's how I go out.
That's my husband. Yo,
that's how I go out.
I told him one time, I said, my man, I love you to life. But I said, when you tell me what Vini Kale,
I'll tell you when that,
means
you're
gonna come in like a 15, 20 minutes. Kale don't mean 3 hours, my dude. What were you doing?
Nah, I own those. I gotta own those because honestly, most of the time, like no filter whatsoever. I'm literally parked up on the side. Like I need a moment to just burn and enjoy the sunset. And I'm that guy that really just sit there and put my window down and enjoy a nice burn session and watch the sun go down. Like, I'm sorry, baby. I had a crazy day. I'm not trying to come home with this stress. Let me burn off this stress first.
Yo, for me, what it is like I don't know if your husband has brothers, but I got brothers. So when we go, I'm about to go to my brothers real quick.
Nah, that's a wrap after that.
We go over there. We go over there. We link. We start blogging, and then
guess what?
Hours later.
Where you going, homie?
Steve.
Yeah. So
you feel me? Or you got friends. You got friends too. You got a 2-minute conversation turns to 3-hour
what you're
laugh
saying is
and
100% true. Because you know what? I'm that crazy woman. I'm the crazy Haitian woman people talk about that will go up to your friend's house and be like, "Eh baby, oula, ou qui était là 7 heures du soir, les gars t'as fait minuit pour la house, so I pull up." And then you see them just legit hanging out and just talking. And you're like, "What are y'all talking about?" And I had to remember. I used to do the same thing with my female friends, so it's like whatever. But it's a huge adjustment. It's a huge adjustment to understand. With raising your children, it's a huge adjustment. I would wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and baby, I'm crazy. And he look at me like, "And what you about to do?" I'm like, what you about to do?
Exactly.
What you want to do, right?
Exactly.
What you want to do? I gotta sleep. You gotta
no, that's
sleep
how.
too.
And honestly, when you know,
that's how it be.
It's cultural, so it's not something that. Yeah, it's not something that he's doing on purpose. My husband is a loving man. I mean, I met my husband, and after 3 months, we got married, and we've been together for 5 years. So I understand what I was getting into when I married him, and I just had to kind of change the way that I am, as he changed the way that he is, to kind of adapt to me, and I had to adapt to him, and it works. But in the beginning, I was like, "Boy, Papa."
Yeah.
A lot.
Yo.
Yeah. Vladimir, o te gâte ba la déjà, ou ba advice.
That's what I was gonna say. That's
advice.
what I was gonna add on to the advice tip is that, like, I definitely agree with you, Steph, but at the same time though, like, again, I'm super Americanized. So for the Haitians that are Americanized but still have that blood burning through them, that take care of their wives, take care of all their business, take pride in that. But do not throw it in their face because you handling your shit. You get what I'm saying? Just to keep handling your shit. Because you're supposed to handle your shit. You get what I'm saying? That's above all, like, you know, you don't gotta say, "Yeah, I took care of the kids today, so leave me alone." Yeah, you're supposed to take care of the kids. When they knock out so hard that she don't gotta wake up tomorrow, then you be like, "All right, babe, so leave me alone for a little bit," because the kids ain't gonna get up for a little bit either. That's, in my opinion, is that little bit of compromise. Because if you're gonna work that little bit extra to help her feel that extra love, then cool, extra love.
Word.
I mean, amen.
I'm saying work hard to enjoy your small times that you can get. Like you with 2 kids right now. Make sure you do your best to help the kids pass out extra hard, so she don't gotta work that extra. If you're willing to do that,
it doesn't happen.
Wait a minute,
it doesn't happen like that.
I don't wanna continue talking about the same. I don't want to stretch it out, but let me tell you this right now. You went to work, you worked 12 hours. I went to work, I worked 12 hours. I come in the house, it's the same situation. I gotta take care of my daughter, you gotta take care of your daughter too. It's not you pass out because you work 12 hours and I have to stand there and still take care of the child. Nah, my dude, your sperm created her.
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying.
No. So, to keep it real simple, right? Both of you had 12-hour shifts. Both of you would love to be able to come home and both of you say, oh, Tishiri, your day was hard. Oh, baby, your day was bad too. So in the first hour that you come home, you have that little bit of extra energy that you do have to go check your phone, go take a dump, go get comfortable for yourself. Use 15 minutes of that, right? Where you help her, you help your husband, you help your wife to do a little bit extra, prepare manger, do half of the food, do that little bit of extra is what I'm saying. Use 15 minutes of your own time to try and do a little bit of extra. So hopefully that accumulates to more time for the both of you. It
don't happen up in here.
That's where I'm at. But it's hard. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. But you got to pick and choose your time. And I'm saying it because I don't pick and choose my time properly.
That's
and
real.
I wish somebody gave me that advice.
That's real. Because if he worked,
just put the baby to bed and have your time together.
But no, make sure manger à chaud.
It don't happen like that.
You don't think I want to come in?
Number one, c'est manger.
Yeah, make sure manger à chaud.
Yeah, even if it's in a microwave, if he says on the stove, just make sure manger à la. Même si c'est Chinese food, Burger King,
the bare minimums. Did you eat?
Make sure il est là.
At least if he ate Burger King. Baguette, Côte d'Ivoire.
Burger King.
Okay, what about this one? What about this one?
Okay,
how about this? How do you keep a Haitian woman happy?
Oh God.
Oh, let me hear your thought process.
That's easy.
I know. What do you mean?
That's easy.
What is it?
That's an easy one.
I want to hear this because I told you my wife may be white, but she's Haitian blooded.
I'll tell you first things first. You got to get to know tendencies. You got to know. You got to know what make them click, what make them happy, what make them mad, what make them sad. You get that down pat. That's you one step in the door.
You said, wait a minute. You said that was easy. Oh,
it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
I don't think it's hard.
It's not that hard. All you gotta do,
I agree with you, man.
I still don't know everything that makes
sense. Listen.
Yes.
Listen, all you gotta do.
You gotta give me a little bit more than that.
You gotta listen. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. Listening is 100% the key to every successful relationship. If you're not listening, you're not really observing.
That's the key right there.
But how do you listen?
When somebody's talking to you.
That's why they're yelling at you. That's why they're yelling at you because you wasn't listening the first time.
Yelling is the form
I can
of
feel this
frustration
energy.
when you don't listen.
No,
when you don't listen,
no, it's because you didn't listen. That's why.
Thank you. They're frustrated.
Exactly, they're frustrated.
No.
That's talking.
We tell you everything we need to tell you. If you're not listening, then that's your problem.
Exactly.
In my country, they call that
listening means
communication puts the mind at ease. When you communicate, if you could do those few things right there, that's you 60 to 70% like locked down. The other percent is just carrying yourself the right way. Make sure you dress nice. Make sure you spray your cologne. Get your hair cut.
You gotta love yourself.
Take care of your temple. Physical love.
Right.
You know, get loved and touched throughout the day. Your girl could be annoyed as shit with you all day, but at the end of the day, regardless of how annoyed
she is, you want to be tickled. Okay.
Yo, hold up. Yo, guess what?
What?
Yo, I just got another match on Ancestry DNA. Yo, we got another cousin. Yo. Oh no, not we don't got another brother and sister. Don't worry about that part. Don't worry about that part. No, this time it looked like it's on my other side. I think we got another family member. Yo, this Ancestry ain't playing, man. This Ancestry coming for everybody's daddy right now.
Listen, if they gonna put us on.
So yo, tell all the daddies to watch out. Tell all the daddies they better get this stuff in order because Ancestry coming for them. Nah, but for real, yo, this was good. This was good, guys.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed
All
it.
right.
I'm gonna let y'all know what's good with our
Peace.
and I'll holler.
Legit.
You too.
It's a pleasure meeting you guys.
Until
Same
next
here.
We're
time.
gonna keep in touch for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, till next time.
Whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
so these are my sisters. We here.
Peace.
We have arrived, courtesy of Ja.
Rastafari.
Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start?
Cafe Akpe. It's a conversation. Maybe that's it.
That's it.
Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Go sing.